When I was coming, I tried to write a short piece of talk. Then I was told that I was not going to talk. So I threw away the short piece of paper that I wrote. I was told that it will be a fireside chat. So I said, oh, that's good. I would love to have a chat. And now the master of ceremony has cancelled the chat. He has called me for a talk. And now I have neither the paper for talk nor the partner for fireside talk or chat. But what I will share with you is my experience. I was born in a village. My mother had 9 children, and only 2 of us lived to adulthood. So I had that trauma in my life, or as part of my life. Then, but diseases that were ravaging in my part of the world at that time, particularly smallpox, it was deadly. Then I joined the army. And part of my experience was my training in India, where inquisitively I decided to go around India, aside by my military training at the Staff College, to find out what India was doing at that time. This was in the mid-1960s. And how. So I saw a lot and I learned a lot, including what India was doing at that time in the nuclear technology with Dr. Baba, the father of Indian nuclear or atomic technology, nuclear technology. And of course, the lesson I learned from that is knowledge. When you have knowledge, nobody can take it away from you. And we need to have knowledge. Dr. Baba was killed because that time, it was thought in certain quarters in the international world that India should not have nuclear to interact with what I have known and having what I have. I thought that one thing that I should do was to empower African Academy of Sciences by giving that donation. Nigeria
Please let's acknowledge His Excellency John Mahama.
It's easier to take the pledge because if this had been a few months earlier, $1 million would have been equivalent to almost 17 million cedis. And so 10.3 million cedis is $1 million, and it makes it easier to raise the money. His Excellency, former President of the Federal Republic of Ghana, Olusegun Obasanjo, we call him Papa. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I know how difficult it has been for you. Indeed, you're supposed to be in Angola today. And so don't worry, we'll facilitate your movement to let you arrive in time. The Honorable Cabinet Secretary for Education, Julius Migos Ogamba, representing President William Ruto, my very good friend. Give him my best regards, and I say Karibu. Excellency Ambassador Amachum Amwa, one of our own celebrated diplomats. She held a fort in Addis Ababa for a very long time. And now she's Thank you very much. The Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, the Honorable Mohammed, Member of Parliament, senior government officials, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the African Academy of Sciences, fellows of the RISE, my beautifully dressed children, students, you're welcome. Take science very seriously, okay? There was a program to start building STEM secondary schools, specialized STEM secondary schools. And my point was that every secondary school should be a STEM school. And so we're looking at building specialized STEM schools, but to build STEM blocks and laboratories in every secondary school. On behalf, I wish to warmly welcome all of you to Accra for this high-level meeting of the African Research Initiative for Scientific Excellence. Your presence here today is not just a diplomatic gesture. It is a powerful affirmation of our shared belief that science, research, and innovation must be at the heart of Africa's transformation. I wish to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the African Academy of Sciences for the vision and partnership in convening this meeting. Since the founding of this academy in 1985, it has distinguished itself as a non-political Pan-African platform for scientific collaboration and knowledge production. And its mission is to transform lives through science. And this resonates deeply with Ghana's own development aspirations. We honor the legacy of pioneering African scientists and Ghanaian scholars who laid the foundation for scientific excellence in our region. Among them are Professor Edward Ayensu, Professor Ebenezer Lane, Professor Daniel Ajebequin, Professor Trebi Olenu, Professor Robert Butter, Professor Francis Kofi Alute, and Dr. Emmanuel Evans Alpha. They remind us that Africa's journey towards scientific leadership is rooted in our own agency, creativity, and resilience. The world today is shaped by knowledge economies. Knowledge nations that have prioritized science and technology have accelerated their growth. They've strengthened their resilience and improved the quality of lives of our people. And that is why when we say that our independence Ghana's GDP was larger than that of Korea and others. The prioritization of knowledge has made them accelerate far ahead of us. But let's not give up, we're going to catch up. Innovation remains the most transformative driver of development, from food security to healthcare, to energy, to security, to infrastructure, to climate change adaptation and others. Whether in modern agriculture, in smart cities, in renewable energy, or genomic medicine, the future belongs to those who invest in knowledge and apply it wisely. And that is why Ghana is proud to host Arise. This meeting must inspire dialogue and ignite action, real coordination, and sustainable investment in science, research, and innovation. In our effort to strengthen the interface between science and economic development, the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology, and Innovation, in collaboration with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, has instituted an annual scientific and industrial interface review forum, and I explain what that is all about. This initiative will bring together Ghana's leading scientists and research institutions and bring them together with captains of business and industry, with innovators and entrepreneurs. It will give them the opportunity to showcase the findings of their research. And this will help us identify commercial pathways and align national research outputs with the practical needs of business and industry. We believe that sustained dialogue and cooperation between researchers and industrial actors will catalyze the uptake of locally developed technologies and processes, and thereby enhance productivity and create jobs. I believe that every school should take an excursion to CSIR, the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, and see what they're doing there. A lot of research findings that they have made remain on the shelves because there is a gap between research and practicalizing and commercializing the findings of the research. And this is what we're trying to bridge, and that's why we must bring these two people together. We don't research just for the sake of researching. You must research so that it makes a difference in people's lives. And I believe that this annual forum, which will bring them together, will be able to exhibit what they've done, their findings, and the businesses can take whatever ideas they have and commercialize and practicalize whatever they plan. Furthermore, I've asked the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology to come out with a comprehensive policy on commercializing research and innovation. We would design a national framework that will enable the full exploitation of research outputs through patenting, licensing, and public-private ventures. We will support researchers moving from discovery to deployment through incentives such as innovation grants, startup incubators, and technology parks. This policy will also include a review of our intellectual property laws and university-industry collaboration agreements to ensure that the economic value of Ghanaian research is unlocked and reinvested into our national development agenda. In Ghana, our agenda to reset the nation includes a bold commitment to restore confidence in the research and innovation ecosystem. We're pursuing this through massive reforms in education from basic to tertiary level, with an emphasis on STEM education, creativity, and critical thinking. Infrastructure investments will be made to modernize our research institutions and laboratories. Curriculums will be redesigned to make our students globally competitive and innovation ready. And social interventions that ensure equitable access to quality education and lifelong learning will be pursued. But beyond policy, we're putting resources and institutions in place. In this regard, I'm pleased to announce the operationalization of the Tamils, and I'm happy to announce the operationalization of this dream. The National Research Fund was established under Act 1056 of 2020. I've taken the step of appointing Professor Abigail Opoku Mensah as the first administrator of the fund. And I've constituted the governing board of the fund under the able chairmanship of Professor Eric Dama. Now, what will this fund do? It will serve as a dedicated vehicle to finance research and development, R&D. It will fund research infrastructure, like improving our laboratories in our research institutions, and technology generation in key sectors of our economy: agriculture, health, education, environment, energy, and digitalization. This fund will support both basic and applied research. It will also promote cross-sectoral and interdisciplinary work. Importantly, it will also connect academia with industry and policy, ensuring that research outputs are effectively translated into real-world solutions. Your Excellencies, almost every government today is grappling with how to build resilient, inclusive, and innovation-led economies. Many African countries continue to depend heavily on natural resources, while others worldwide are investing in human capital and technology capabilities. We must learn from our Asian brothers and sisters: China, South Korea, and Singapore. These countries pursue strategic catch-up policies anchored in scientific research, educational reform, and technological adaptation. To the African Union Commission, to the African Scientific Research and Innovation Council, ASRIC, the Afro Champions Initiative, the University of Ghana, and our own Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation, our Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Education, for the dedication and collaboration that has brought this event here to Accra today. Your work should let this be a turning point. Ladies and gentlemen, let us resolve that this Arise meeting, will not just be another gathering. Let it be remembered as the turning point at which Africa chose to believe in the power of its ideas and to invest in its brightest mind. Let us move from rhetoric to results, from potential to performance, from isolated research efforts to a coordinated African science agenda. Let us build the laboratories, let us fund our universities, let's incentivize the innovators and open the doors for the next generation of African scientists. Let us do this not for the prestige of it, but for progress, not for the applause of it, but for its impact, not for our time, but for our children and future generations. In conclusion, as we look to the future, let us be united in purpose and guided by the conviction that science is not a luxury, but a necessity. Let us build a continent where ideas flourish, where innovation drives change, and knowledge uplifts the quality of life of our people. So once again, I take this opportunity to thank you for your presence here in Accra, for your partnership, your unwavering belief in the promise of African science. And I pray that wisdom and the shared vision of prosperity will guide all our efforts. I thank you, God bless you, and God bless Africa.
Can we please do one more for the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And now let us please all very much. Please remain seated or standing wherever you are as we make way for His Excellency. Let's go.